Tonight, something is going to happen in your garden that would seem impossible if it didn't happen every single day. The robin that landed on your lawn this morning will disappear. The sparrows that argued over seeds at your feeder will vanish. The blackbird that always seems to know when you've stepped outside will be gone. Not tomorrow, not next week, in the next few hours. And if you went looking for them after dark, there's a good chance you wouldn't find a single one, yet they're still there. Somewhere around your home, the birds you know are preparing to enter a hidden world that almost nobody ever sees. A world of secret shelters, silent dangers, extraordinary survival tricks, and mysteries unfolding right under your nose every night. The strange part isn't that birds sleep, the strange part is how completely they seem to disappear. So where do your birds go when darkness falls? And what are they really doing while you're asleep? Welcome to Feathered Mysteries. Every week we uncover the surprising stories, scientific mysteries and hidden lives of birds that most people never notice. Subscribe so you don't miss the next mystery and think about the birds that visit your garden most often. You probably know their routines better than you realise. You know where the robin likes to search for worms. You know which branch the blackbird prefers. You know when the sparrows arrive at the feeder. Day after day they become familiar faces in the background of your life, yet for roughly half of every day, those same birds are living lives you never witness. In fact, one of the biggest mysteries in your garden begins every evening at sunset. And if you've ever watched your feeder closely during the last hour before dark, you may have noticed something curious. The birds become unusually busy. Suddenly they're feeding more intensely. They seem purposeful, almost urgent. It's easy to assume they're simply grabbing one last snack before bed, but what you're actually watching is preparation for one of the most difficult parts of their day. For your birds, night is not a peaceful pause between sunrises. It's a challenge that must be survived. Unlike you, a bird cannot simply settle under a blanket and wait for morning. Once darkness arrives, feeding stops completely. Temperatures often begin to fall, predators emerge from hiding. Every calorie stored inside a bird's tiny body suddenly becomes precious. A small songbird can burn a remarkable amount of energy during a cold night simply trying to stay warm. That means the final meal before sunset can literally mean the difference between life and death. The birds at your feeder know this instinctively. Long before humans existed, their ancestors were solving this problem every single night. Then comes the moment where the mystery begins. The disappearance. 1 minute your garden seems full of life. Birds are calling, feeding, moving through shrubs and trees. Then darkness arrives, and it's as if someone has emptied the entire landscape. The feeder stands silent, the branches appear abandoned. The lawn feels strangely empty. If an alien landed in your garden after sunset, it might conclude that all the birds had left, but they haven't. They're simply hiding better than you ever imagined. Somewhere near your home tonight, there is almost certainly a bird sleeping in a place you've never noticed. That's because many birds don't choose their nighttime shelters casually, but they choose them with extraordinary care. The robin you've been watching all day may not sleep anywhere near the lawn where you usually see it. Instead, it could retreat deep into dense vegetation where branches, leaves and shadows create a fortress against predators. The sparrows from your feeder may squeeze themselves into thick hedges so tightly that they become almost invisible. Even if you walked directly past them with a flashlight, you might never realize they were there. This raises an astonishing possibility. What if some of your birds spend every night just a few meters away from you? What if the robin you've watched for months sleeps closer to your house than you ever imagined? The truth is that many birds are far nearer than we realize after dark. They don't leave our world. They simply enter parts of it that we cannot easily see. And hiding is only the beginning. Because while your birds appear to vanish, remarkable things are happening inside their bodies. Consider the challenge they face. A small bird must conserve enough energy to survive until sunrise. One solution is to fluff up its feathers, trapping pockets of warm air close to the body. If you've ever seen a bird looking rounder than usual on a cold morning, you've seen part of this strategy in action. What appears cute is actually survival technology refined over millions of years. Some species take this even further. Hummingbirds, for example, can enter a state called torpor, dramatically lowering their body temperature and slowing their metabolism to conserve energy. Imagine going to sleep and reducing your energy use so dramatically that you seem almost lifeless. Then imagine waking up a few hours later and flying with some of the fastest wing beats in the animal kingdom. Nature somehow makes this possible. But perhaps the strangest nighttime ability belongs to birds that refuse to fully switch off. Right now, while you watch this video, one of the birds around your home may be sleeping with only half of its brain. That sounds impossible, yet scientists have discovered that some birds can allow one hemisphere of the brain to rest while the other remains alert. One eye stays closed, the other can remain open, watching for danger. Part of the bird sleeps, part of it stands guard. It's a solution so extraordinary that it almost sounds like science fiction. Yet it may be happening tonight in a hedge, tree, or shrub not far from where you live. Why would birds need such an ability? Because darkness transforms your garden. The place you know during the day is not the same place that exists at night. When the sun goes down, ownership changes. The daytime world belongs largely to songbirds. The nighttime world belongs to hunters. Somewhere after sunset, owls begin moving through the darkness, mammalian predators emerge, domestic cats become active. Every shadow suddenly becomes more important. Every branch becomes a potential hiding place. Every sleeping location becomes a critical decision. Your birds are not simply resting through the night, they're navigating a landscape filled with dangers most people never witness. This helps explain another mystery. Sometimes birds choose not to sleep alone at all. Across the world, countless birds gather in communal roosts. At first glance, these gatherings seem chaotic. Hundreds or thousands of birds crowding together in trees may look like a noisy coincidence, but the reality is much more sophisticated. More birds mean more eyes, more ears, more opportunities to detect danger before it arrives. Safety exists in numbers, and sometimes these roosts become enormous. Imagine discovering that a seemingly ordinary patch of vegetation becomes a hidden city every night after sunset. Such places exist all around the world, often unnoticed by the people living nearby. Entire communities of birds appear under cover of darkness and disappear again before most humans wake up. Then something remarkable happens. Long before the first rays of sunlight touch your garden, your birds already know morning is approaching. Deep inside their bodies, biological clocks keep track of time with astonishing precision. There are no watches, no alarms, no calendars, yet somehow they know exactly when a new day is about to begin. As dawn approaches, the hidden world begins to dissolve. Birds wake, shelters empty, roosts break apart. The secret nighttime city vanishes, and then, one by one, your familiar visitors return. The robin appears on the lawn as if it never left. The blackbird resumes its patrol. The sparrows return to the feeder. Everything looks ordinary again. If you didn't know better, you'd assume nothing had happened. But now you know that something did happen. While you slept, the birds you know were living entirely different lives. They were choosing hidden shelters, conserving precious energy, avoiding predators, standing guard through the darkness, and surviving a world that exists almost completely beyond human sight. Every evening they step into that hidden world. Every morning they return. And perhaps that's what makes the birds in your garden so fascinating. The more familiar they seem, the more mysterious they become. Because tonight, just as the sun begins to set, your birds will disappear once again. They'll slip quietly into a secret world that has always existed around you. A world hidden in hedges, trees, shrubs, and shadows. A world full of dangers, strategies, and astonishing adaptations. A world you've probably never seen. Yet it will unfold only a few steps from your door, and tomorrow morning, when the robin returns to your lawn and the sparrows gather at your feeder, you'll know something most people never stop to consider. They've already lived an entire hidden life before your day even begins.